The highlights of today's defense news, 9th of July 25. User trials of extended range anti-submarine rocket successfully carried out. Indian Navy signs contract with Bell for implementation of NMDA project. Dhruva space to integrate solar panel on Pixxel's hyperspectral satellites. Hindustan Shipyard delivers diving support vessel Nistar to Indian Navy. Defence Ministry to greenlight AMCA contract with public-private partnership within next 3 to 6 months, confirms the Defence Secretary. In the global highlights, EU Council activates flexibility in EU fiscal rules for 15 member states to increase defence spending. Japan to transfer 6 used Navy destroyers to Philippines. Northrop Grumman and Romania's Romarm sign MOU on ATOR production. A look at the news in detail. First, news from the DRDO. US user trials of Extended Range Anti-Submarine Rocket ERASR were successfully carried out from INS Kavaratti from 23rd June to July 7th. Armament Research and Development Establishment ARDE Pune, in association with High Energy Materials Research Laboratory and Naval Science and Technological Laboratory, have designed and developed ERASR for indigenous rocket launcher of Indian naval ships. ERASR is a totally indigenous anti-submarine rocket used to combat submarine and fired from onboard IRL of Indian naval ships. It has twin rocket motor configuration to meet a wide spectrum of range requirements with high accuracy and consistency. The ERASR uses an indigenously developed electronic time fuse. A total of 17 ERASRs were successfully test evaluated at different ranges. All the specific objectives of the trials, like range performance, electronic time fuse functioning, and warhead functioning, were successfully demonstrated. Bharat Dynamics, Solar Defence, Nagpur are the production partners for ERASR rockets. With successful completion of user trials, the Navy is expected to induct the system soon. Indian Navy has signed a contract with Bharat Electronics for the implementation of National Maritime Domain Awareness Project towards strengthening maritime and coastal security. The project will bring in an integrated approach to data collection, analysis, and information sharing amongst the various maritime stakeholders. The project entails upgradation of the existing National Command, Control, Communication and Intelligence NC3I network to NMDA network, along with incorporation of AI-enabled software. As part of the project, the existing Information Management and Analysis Center at Gurgaon, which is the nodal center of NC3I network, will also be upgraded into a multi-agency NMDA center hosting representatives from various national agencies. The project will be executed on turnkey basis and will be administered by the Navy. Some news from the industry. Dhruva Space, a Hyderabad-based engineering solution company, has entered into a strategic partnership with Pixxel to integrate its advanced Solis Plus space-grade solar panels into Pixxel's upcoming fleet of hyperspectral imaging satellites. Dhruva Space's Solis Plus panels are engineered with high efficiency, up to 30% triple junction gallium arsenide solar cells, designed to generate substantial power even in the harsh conditions of space. These panels are manufactured in-house at Dhruva Space's facility in Hyderabad and offers power capacity in the kilowatt range, making them suitable for larger classes of satellites and spacecraft. Pixxel, recognized for its innovative satellite imaging technologies, is building a constellation of 18 to 24 hyperspectral satellites designed for daily global revisit and high spectral fidelity. The upcoming fleet builds on the success of Pixxel's Firefly satellites, which achieved the world's first 5-meter commercial hyperspectral imagery. By integrating Dhruva Space's Solis Plus panels, Pixxel aims to enhance the power efficiency and reliability of its satellites, which are critical for mission success in space. Hindustan Shipyard has successfully delivered the DP-2 diving support vessel DSV Nistar to the Navy. Designed and built indigenously, Nistar is equipped with state-of-the-art diving systems and advanced dynamic position capabilities, making it a crucial asset for underwater support and naval operations. The original contract was signed in September 2018 and was valued at 2,392 crore rupees for two vessels, INS Nistar and INS Nipun. The dynamic positioning system aboard INS Nistar is one of its most critical technologies, enabling the vessel to perform precise underwater operations without drifting even in rough seas. What is dynamic positioning? Dynamic positioning is a computer controlled system that automatically maintains a ship's position and heading using thruster and propellers, GPS and motion sensors, gyroscopes and wind sensors. Instead of anchoring, the system continuously adjusts the vessel's propulsion to counteract wind, waves and currents, keeping it locked in place over a specific point on the seabed. Ministry of Defence is on track to award the development contract for the advanced fifth generation AMCA within the next 3 to 6 months. The confirmation came directly from the Defence Secretary, signaling a firm timeline for the nation's most ambitious combat aircraft project to date. The AMCA program is a critical strategic initiative aimed at developing a domestically produced stealth fighter. Overseen by the Aeronautical Development Agency, the project received formal approval from the Cabinet Committee on Security in March 24. A budget of 15,000 crores was allocated for the initial phase, which includes the design, development, and testing of 5 prototypes. The program will be executed through a special purpose vehicle under a public private partnership model, a landmark move to increase private sector participation in the nation's defense manufacturing sector. This allows leading private companies like Tata and Larsen and Toubro to bid for the project alongside the state-owned Hindustan Aeronautics. The process of selecting a development partner is already underway. The ADA issued an expression of interest on 18th of June 25, formally inviting Indian firms to participate in the prototype development and certification. Following a pre-bid meeting with potential applicants in early July, the final deadline for responses is set for 16th of August. The partner chosen for this crucial project will be responsible for establishing dedicated manufacturing facilities. The first prototype is expected to be completed by 2028, with its inaugural flight anticipated by late 2028 or early 2029. The AMCA is being designed as a 25-ton twin-engine all-weather multi-role fighter. Its advanced features will include superior stealth to avoid enemy radar, an internal bay for carrying 1,500 kilos of weapons, and the ability to carry an additional 5,500 kilograms of external munitions and fuel. The aircraft will be developed in 2 phases. The initial Mark 1 version will be powered by the General Electric F414 engine, while the more advanced Mark 2 variant is planned to feature a more powerful new generation engine to be co-developed in India with an international partner like Safran. With development trials projected to conclude by 2034, the AMCA is expected to enter full-scale production by 2035 and become a mainstay of India's aerial defense fleet. Now some global news. The EU Council officially activated the National Escape Clause on 8th of July 25, granting 15 member states the flexibility to exceed fiscal deficit limits specifically for defense spending. Under the revised Stability and Growth Pact (SGP), these countries can exceed the 3% deficit threshold without triggering penalties. The flexibility is capped at 1.5% of GDP annually for 4 years from 2025 to 2028. It applies only to defense-related expenditures. The 15 countries are Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Czechia, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Greece, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Portugal, Slovakia and Slovenia. Germany has also applied but awaits approval pending its fiscal structural plan. This move is part of the EU's Readiness 2030 and Rearm Europe initiatives aiming to strengthen European defense capabilities, reduce strategic dependencies, respond to heightened threats, especially from Russia. The guardrails still apply. The clause only applies to defense spending. The member states must still adhere to fiscal rules for all other expenditures. The flexibility is temporary and subject to review. This is a landmark shift in the EU fiscal policy, prioritizing collective security while balancing fiscal responsibility. EU's €800 billion Rearm Europe plan mandates that most defense procurement be sourced from within the EU, EFTA, or Ukraine. However, supply chain gaps and skilled labor shortages are forcing OEMs to look beyond Europe for components and subsystems. The new dedicated EU finance instrument for defense investment and spending has been officially named Security Action for Europe SAFE and would provide up to €150 billion in loans. What is the impact for India? Indian firms could benefit if partnered with EU OEMs offset opportunities. EU OEMs may seek Indian partners to meet offset obligations in third country deals. Indian firms in AI, robotics, and composite materials could plug into EU's technological roadmap. Japan plans to transfer 6 decommissioned Abukama-class destroyer escorts to the Philippines, according to Reuters. The vessels, in service with the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force for over 30 years, will be inspected by a Philippine Navy delegation in the coming months. The outcome of the inspection will guide further discussions on the potential acquisition and its alignment with Philippine Navy's modernization efforts. The Abukuma class destroyer escort, weighing approximately 2,000 tons and manned by a crew of about 120, is equipped with anti-submarine and anti-ship missiles, torpedoes, and naval guns. The Philippine Navy currently operates only frigates and corvettes, which are smaller and less heavily armed than destroyers. News from the US. Northrop Grumman signed a memorandum of understanding with Romania's state-owned holding company Romarm to co-produce the ground-air task-oriented mobile radar system for the country's Air Force. The MOU's value, production value, volume, time frame, and future assembly locations were not disclosed. The radar systems, which will be produced in Romania, will be commercial off-the-shelf products. According to information on the Romarm website, the system will strengthen the operational and surveillance capabilities of the armed forces. It will also provide interoperability with command and control systems used by NATO countries. The 360-degree air surveillance system can detect, track, and identify cruise missiles, various types of aircrafts, rockets, artillery, and mortar fire, according to Northrop Grumman. The ATOR is an actively electronically scanned array (SR) radar with operating modes including air defense surveillance and ground control interception, weapons queuing, and counter battery. The radar system's operating frequency is 2 to 4 GHz, which is in the S band. That's all the news for today. We hope you enjoyed the news. Please do subscribe to our channel and do give us your feedback. Thank you.